cold, not as cold as it has been, not as cold as it will be, but it's cold. No breeze right now. We'll get a little bit of a breeze later today, and that's actually going to help bring temperatures up a bit. Today we get to the low to mid 30s. Some of us are going to be above freezing for the first time in days. Tonight's overnight lows, the low to mid 20s. Sun and clouds today. Again, we're going to see a little bit of a mix, but plenty of sunshine today with those clouds intermixed. A lot of high level clouds, thinner clouds. Tomorrow we get really warm. Like you can bust out the tank tops, ladies. It's going to get up to about 40 in the valley tomorrow. Obviously cooler as you get north and west. And then tomorrow night's lows about tonight's lows in the low to mid 20s. Friday, not too horrible to start with. We get to about the low to mid 30s. The valley will get above freezing on Friday, but we get a wind on Friday. That wind is definitely going to add to the chill, hence the wind chill factor phrase. But Friday night's lows, some of you are going to be at or below zero. Friday night, maybe even Saturday night, a little sneak peek to the weekend there. The valley is going to be in single digits, low to mid single digits. Friday night, as well as Saturday night. But we get a breeze that picks up on Friday. That breeze on Friday is going to bring chills in, as cold air is going to dive down from the north, and that's going to drop our temperatures again down pretty fucking cold, especially for the overnights, Friday and Saturday. Saturday, I don't think we even get out of the teens. Maybe the valley sees 20 on Saturday. I don't think so. And there's, again, a little sneak peek. We're going to do 3 days here, but because we have this system coming in our direction, Sunday, Monday, we need to talk about the days in advance. So today's going to be that very rare time that we talk about a 5-day forecast. Today, low to mid 30s. Tonight's overnight lows, low to mid 20s. Tomorrow's high, mid to upper 30s, near 40 for the valley, low to mid 20s for the lows. Friday, low to mid 30s for the high. Single digits, some of you 0 or below 0 Friday night. Saturday, we get into the upper teens for the valley, maybe 20, maybe not. With the lows again in the single digits, some of you could hit 0 or below Saturday night. Today, sun and clouds. Tomorrow, sun and clouds. Friday looks to be sunny, although it's going to be the chilliest of those. The problem with the sky being clear at night is there's nothing to hold the heat in. So the clouds serve as a blanket at night, hold the heat down. But we won't have any clouds on Friday to speak of. So our temps are going to plummet Friday night and Saturday night as well. Sunday's the big day that we keep talking about. We posted a map graphic last night, and I want you to look at it while I'm talking about Sunday's forecast. And study it while I talk about Sunday's forecast, because things are going to come into play here, and we're going to kind of break it down for you. Sunday, we start off sunny. It's going to be a beautiful Sunday morning. Highs on Sunday will be in the mid to upper 20s. I don't think anyone sees 30 from the Valley North on Sunday. Sunday night's lows, we're lows in the upper teens to low 20s Sunday night. The question becomes, when does that system that you're looking at right now, the one that's in the Pacific Northwest, do you see the little low pressure symbol, that little circle with the L in it, that counterclockwise circle? That's going to move. It is moving from the Pacific Northwest across the Cascades, across the Rocky Mountains. When it gets to Montana, it'll start making a right-hand turn, turning towards the southeast direction. Eventually, it's going to get to the deep south, and the deep south, not accustomed to very cold temperatures at any time of year, are going to see some pretty damn cold temperatures. Some parts of the south that aren't used to frozen precipitation are going to see frozen precipitation Saturday, Sunday. Here's the problem. That system arrives in the deep south, as you can see on our map here, Saturday, probably later on Saturday. This is assuming that everything in place now, our current thinking, remains such. Any changes in this will change what I'm about to tell you, but we'll add those caveats at the end of this. So that system dives to the deep south. Right now, well, when I made this map graphic, I should tell you, I thought it would get down to about Georgia or so later on Saturday before it moves towards the coast. Now, you see those three little stickless arrows there, those three little arrowheads with the question marks. That is because I don't know what it does after that. I don't know if it goes to the lower arrowhead and shoots out to sea away from the coast. I don't know if it goes to that center arrowhead and kind of hugs the coast. Or does it take that left or that top arrowhead and come a little inland and ride inland up the coast? Regardless, it's going to come up along the coastline. The question is it off the coastline, at the coastline, or inland from the coastline? Last night when I made this map, I was thinking it was going to take an offshore southerly route for us, uh, really reducing our opportunity for a heavy snowfall. I'm not saying that that isn't going to happen, but I have a little less confidence in that happening now, because overnight our jet stream switched a little bit, and a little bit of a system up north over Kanakistan, Canada, has started to creep in a little bit. And it's not fluctuating as much as I anticipated it would. I thought it would stay a little more stable over eastern Canada, over Quebec and Ontario, and that would kind of help guide this. Now, the jet stream, we'll show you a jet stream map here in a second. The jet stream is basically what storms follow. So as we look at the jet stream map here, the thing that we've been talking about for the past few months, which is that equatorial phenomenon of cooler water temperatures along the equator, known as La Nina, that follows the jet stream up along the west coast into the Gulf of Alaska. You can see that to the west, off the west coast of Alaska, of the United States. It shoots up into the Gulf of Alaska, which is between the Pacific Northwest and the eastern coast of Alaska, where little islands shoot out from it. Swirls into the energy there. You can see that all that energy coming up from the equator, farther out west, closer to Alaska, you see that very dark crimson red color. That's the energy that comes up. As it hits the Gulf of Alaska, that bowl, it spins it or turns it east towards the Pacific Northwest, towards British Columbia, Canada. And that's what we've been experiencing. We've been talking about this now for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, that it was going to happen. Last couple of months, it's been happening. And we've had train after train after train of precipitation dumping into British Columbia and the Pacific Northwest, keeping a lot of moisture in the northwestern United States, the Rockies, and up into Canada. That jet stream, however, is dropping. Typically, very generally speaking, it takes a northerly trek over the upper Midwest or so, the jet stream does, and it continues east. But as you can see, that big bow, that big upward bow over the Pacific Northwest, you follow that around as you come back down again over towards the Midwest, the upper Midwest, it starts to dive again. That pattern is going to continue. So as that energy, that system that will be arriving here Sunday, Monday, it's going to follow that. Because again, it's like a gutter. It follows the path of least resistance, and it serves as energy to kind of propel the system across the country. So as it follows that system, it's going to go up, it's going to come back down, and that's that southerly turn that we talked about on the weather map we posted last night that we just showed you a minute ago. It starts following the jet stream to the south and east. The jet stream continues to drop, it takes it farther to the south. If the jet stream doesn't go as far south, well, then the system doesn't go as far south. If the system were in our area right now, looking at the current jet stream, you would see that it would trek right along the mid-Atlantic states and very, 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 very close of this coming to our region for the center of the system. But that jet stream will continue to dive over the next few days, and then the system itself is going to go back south again. And I don't want to make you sick here, but we're going to go back to our map graphic. That system follows that. Where it says track of system, that's where the system tracks, because it's going to follow that jet stream. When it gets to the deep south, and again, look, the low pressure system over what is there, Georgia, on this map where it says Saturday PM, is assuming that the jet stream doesn't fluctuate and that it continues to drop, and then the system goes with it, tracks it there. If there's a fluctuation in the jet stream, that changes where that low pressure system will be late on Saturday. Suffice it to say, wherever that low pressure system ends up on Saturday, to the north of the low pressure system and to the west of the low pressure system, you will see frozen precipitation. Remember, cold air stays to the north of the jet stream, the warmer air stays to the south of the jet stream. If that low pressure system gets to Georgia, where it is on that map graphic, it's going to suck up a lot of warm, moist air from its south and from its east. We have the Gulf of Mexico, which stays pretty consistently warm, and you have the southern Atlantic off the coast of Florida that stays pretty consistently warm. So then we have that issue with warm air and cold air merging, lots of moisture, and they're fighting, those two, the warm, moist air and that cold air. As that jet stream dips down on the East Coast, you'll see an influx of very cold air coming from Canada. That's why we get down into very, very low single digits Friday night, Saturday night. What does it do after that? What does it do on Sunday? Where does it trek? And frankly, where does it arrive on Saturday? We don't know exactly. We're not confident. I'm not confident in telling you that I think it's going to be exactly here and it's going to do exactly this. That's why we haven't predicted any measurable or any accumulations of the snow yet. We've been telling you that, yes, we're going to see some snow. How much snow will we see? We could see a dusting. We could see a couple inches. If it tracks correctly, we could see, well, significant snow, 6+ inches of snow, if it tracks. The question right now is, don't know where it's going to track because we still need to see where this jet stream is going to stabilize and what that cold air mass is going to do as it drops down and how does that interact with each other and how do they influence one another. That's why we're not making a snowfall prediction right now. I will tell you this, any precipitation that falls Sunday into Monday, and maybe even through the day Monday, is going to be of the frozen variety. However, there's a caveat to that. If that jet stream whips a little bit, comes up a little bit, and moves a little further to the west, and depending where that low pressure system that eventually becomes our snowmaker moves up the coast, it could bring a lot of warm, moist air with it. And then we run into the problem of mixing precipitation types. So we snow, some sleet, maybe some freezing rain, and to the east and south of it, probably all just rain. But we need to see where a system sets up. So I know a lot of you are wanting me to tell you there's a massive storm coming or there's not a massive storm coming. You want me to tell you we're going to get a dusting or we're going to get a foot. I would love to be able to tell you that right now, but I'm just not confident in doing that. That's why we're not. Yes, we will see precipitation on Sunday into Monday. It's going to fall as snow because temperatures will be sufficient on Sunday with the highs in the mid to upper 20s to support snow. Sunday night, the low 20s for a low Sunday night, that's going to support snow. But Monday, as that system moves up and it brings that air behind it, that warmer, moist air behind it, temps will come up. And we're probably going to definitely get above freezing in the valley and south of the valley. Well, the Poconos might get right around freezing. But then we get that warm air aloft that comes up with the system, and then we get mixing precipitation types, and therein lies the problem. During the day on Monday, we can see a changeover or a mixing of precipitation types. And if it lasts long enough on Monday, temps are going to get down to the upper teens to low 20s on Monday night. If the system's still here, we see more snow again, and everything freezes south. So we don't know exactly. There's some scenarios that we don't know. What we do know is this, as we go back to our map graphic. The system over the Pacific Northwest moves east, goes across the Cascades, goes across the Rockies. Those are mountains, Palmerton, mountain chains. As it gets to about Montana, it starts taking that turn to the southeast as it follows the jet stream. It heads south. How far south does it get? Does it only get to maybe northern Alabama? Does it only maybe get to western Kentucky? I don't think so. I think it still goes a little farther south than that, and it gets to around Georgia-ish. But then all bets are off. Right now, we don't know exactly what that's going to do. We know that it will allow a lot of cold air to come in from from Canada, from the north to south, because remember that jet stream makes that dip. The cold air is above it, the warm air is below it. So as the jet stream dips, the cold air comes down with it. That's why we're going to see those very, 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 very cold temperatures later in the week, Friday, Saturday. Again, some of you are going to see 0 or below, maybe negative sub-zero temperatures for low temperatures Friday night, Saturday night. The valley probably low to mid single digit temperatures. What does it do after it gets to the deep south? That is our question. That is the uncertainty now. If I knew what it was going to do for sure, then I'd be able to fucking tell you. And I'd be here telling you right now exactly what it was going to do. But I'm not confident yet in telling you that. Maybe tomorrow, no, fuck, maybe lunchtime today, I'll sit down to eat something and I'll be like, oh, you know what? There it is. It's setting up. That's happening. Then I will know what it is and isn't going to do. But right now, I don't know. Just don't know. So I'm not going to tell you that. There's plenty of other weather pages right now hyping the living fuck out of this storm. So if you're looking for hype, go to them. Just go. Literally, seriously, just go. I didn't even want to post this map graphic that you're looking at right now. I didn't want to post it last night, but I'd be getting so many fucking messages that I thought if I posted that map graphic, the messages would stop. I'm an idiot. Because about 2 minutes after I posted that map graphic, someone sent me a message asking me about the map graphic. What's it going to do? Calm down. When we know, you'll know. We'll tell you. That's what we do. We told you a week or so ago that this snow was coming, or the system was coming, but we didn't know what it was going to do. And quite frankly, we don't know what it's going to do yet, beyond getting to the deep south. What it does after that, I don't know. Does it take an easterly trek, a northeasterly trek, or a more northerly trek? Off the coast, at the coast, or inland from the coast? We don't know. Just don't know. I know that there are plenty of people hyping it because they're looking at weather models. If you're new to the weather, we don't use weather models here. We use data, we use historical data, and we use current data. We don't use models, ever, never, never, ever, ever use models because they're unreliable and they're completely inconsistent. If you look at the 4 major models right now, none of them are in agreement. That should tell you everything you need to know about models.
Okay, real quick
Any
here.
model right now that
What
is
is
telling you about accumulation types, there's no way that any model is going to give you any type of accurate accumulation amounts 3, 4, 5 days out. It's just not. It's fucking impossible. They might get it right out of sheer fucking luck, but absolutely no weather model is going to tell you right now with any sense of accuracy how much snow we're going to get from this system. So when you see pages posting accumulation amounts from the weather models, don't even take it with a grain of salt. Don't even waste that grain of salt. Just ignore it. Completely fucking ignore it. As we get into tomorrow, particularly Friday, and even Saturday, and I know it's only 24, 48 hours from the event occurring, we'll know a lot more. Right now, I don't even know when that system's going to get to us. I see a lot of people saying that it will get to us by very early afternoon, right afternoon, around 1 o'clock. I saw a couple pages say that. They're basing that on models. I don't think it gets here that soon. It could. Again, I don't know yet. We don't know where it's going to trek, how south it's going to trek. Once we know that, we'll know a lot more. But I don't think it gets to us that early. I don't think it gets to us. I don't think we start seeing the snow falling until probably late Sunday night between 9 and midnight right now. If what I just described to you takes place and continues, that's what I think happens. It starts snowing late Sunday night, surely by everyone by midnight. And then through the night, Sunday night into Monday. How long Monday again? Don't know. Don't know where it's trekking. We'll see frozen precipitation Sunday night for sure. How soon or how late does it arrive? I'm not sure yet. How much will we see? Again, I don't know yet. If it treks the right way, remember, we can see the mixture. That brings a mixture of precipitation types. That brings down accumulation levels. If we don't see a changeover and it's an all snow event, well, obviously we'll see more snow. The ground will be sufficiently cold enough that once the snow falls, it will accumulate. So it's not going to be one of those things where it hits the ground and starts melting and then snow's heavy enough, then it finally starts accumulating. It will be so cold, the ground, on Sunday and Monday that it will be absolutely perfect conditions for whatever snow that falls to accumulate. That's what we have. When that changes, we'll let you know, and we'll keep updating you as we always do as we get closer to the event. That includes today. When we find stuff out, we'll do it. I will post another map graphic this afternoon, an updated map graphic. And then tomorrow morning during What You Can Expect Live, that's what YSL stands for, by the way, for those that keep asking. Tomorrow morning during YSL, What You Can Expect Live at 9:30 tomorrow morning, we'll give you the latest again. We'll tell you what changed, if anything changed, and we'll give you our latest thinking on this system that's arriving Sunday and will continue into Monday. Okay? For those that missed it very quickly, today's highs, low to mid 30s. Tonight's lows, low to mid 20s. Tomorrow's highs, we get a little southwesterly wind that picks up. That's going to bring up some warm air from the south. We get to the mid 30s to maybe about 40 in the valley, but we drop down again to the low to mid 20s tomorrow night. Then Friday, the winds pick up and they're coming from the north, so temperatures are going to come down a bit to the low to mid 30s with overnight temperatures Friday in the low single digits. Some of you, again, Friday night are going to see below zero, sub-zero temperatures. I wish I had more for you, but I don't. That is everything I know about this system that's coming. Chris, you were saying something?
Yes, I was going to jump in here and say basically there's two things that I think everybody needs to consider here. One, we'll flip back over to the map here. The storm isn't on the coast yet. It's way up there in the Pacific Northwest. We are so far removed from when this potentially happens. You don't know until you know. The other thing that I was
Well,
going to
there
mention
are
is
some things. There are some things that we do know. Having said that, there are some things we do know, and these are things that we try to tell. We've been telling you for the 13 years we've been around. There are some things that will always be that when you see them, you know are going to happen. That system, wherever it is going to follow the path of least resistance, and that jet stream is the gutter. So if you can think of that moisture as rain and the jet stream is a gutter, it's going to follow that jet stream. So wherever the jet stream is, you will notice that those storms typically send there. If there's a high pressure system, it avoids high pressure systems. High pressure systems spin clockwise, low pressure systems spin counterclockwise. So we know basically generally where it's going to trek. However, as with everything in meteorology and with nature, it changes hourly, daily, and weekly. So obviously, it's a very fluid, no pun intended, situation where the jet stream sets up, where systems set up, where massive air masses set up, influences everything. So we need to keep that in mind. Go ahead, Chris.
the other part of this that I was going to say was as a computer nerd and somebody that does simulations for like my job, not the weather side of things, but we do the iRacing stuff we do is all it's models and simulations. The concept of them is spectacular. However, the reality is, especially with regards to the weather, it's math. All it is spitting out ones and zeros. That's what the end result of a weather model is. And the problem is you're talking about formulas that are not perfect. So you're going
All
to
right,
get
let's not
one
get let's
map
not
that
let,
says 0 inches, no snow, and you're going to get one map that says 3 feet of snow, like the idiots were posting on Facebook the
yeah
other day. The
let's
reality is
let's
you don't know. You can't trust a model.
let's not get into the science of weather models because every single weather model uses a separate formula and a different formula. They're all garbage. They're all trash,
That was
and
sort of my
they're
point.
complete. Yeah, they're complete. Yeah, in a nutshell, the Cliff's Note version of weather models is they're fucking garbage. They're trash. And frankly, back in the day, meteorologists would actually sit down and run data themselves and figure out forecasts. Nowadays, most of the quote unquote real weather people that you see don't do anything but look at weather model data. That's all they fucking do. That's literally all they do. A lot of them, a lot of stations you'll see, WFMZ, I believe, does it. They'll say, here's your AccuWeather forecast. Why is it AccuWeather's forecast? Because AccuWeather made the fucking forecast. WFMZ didn't make the fucking forecast. AccuWeather did. Well, here's your Weather Channel forecast because whatever station you're watching contracts with the Weather Channel, and the Weather Channel gets their forecast from the weather models and pumps it out for a lot of money to a lot of TV and radio stations, and then they just regurgitate the puke that the Weather Channel is spewing. The weather models are trash. We don't use them. We've never used them. And that is why our track record of very accurate forecasting is so accurate because we don't do that. We look at actual data, past, present, and future data. Well, not future data, but past and present data to figure out our future data forecast.
I
We do it
saw
old school.
a
We do
social
it old
media
school. We do
post.
it the way that every.
Sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I'm done.
Oh, well, I was saying I saw a social media post from somebody that basically a meteorology student giving their professor a hard time because in class he's had a picture of his filing cabinets saying, "This is my weather model." It's all the old
Yeah.
data on paper.
If you can
There's
think of weather forecasting as like sports betting, they don't look at the future games coming up without looking at what those teams have done in the past. And if you look at, they look at each player, they see what players have done in the past, and they see what the opponent's players and teams collectively and individually have done in the past. So if you can think of weather in terms of sports betting, that's basically how we do it. We look at what is and how similarities were in the past historically to determine what we think is going to happen in the future. And that is why very good sports bettors who do their homework get very wealthy and very accurate. The same thing with us. We look at all that data. We spend the time to do that. We look at the present conditions and setups. We look at past similar situations, and we can determine when those factors take place what they're going to do, generally speaking. And that there's the secret to our forecasting, by the way. We look at the current data, compare it to similar past data, and we can helps us figure out what it's going to do. Things are, as we always do, I'm not going to do it again, but there are things in meteorology that will always be. Those things that I just described to you and a bunch of other things that I've talked about for over a decade. And when those things take place, we have a good idea of what they're going to do. So if we look at past data and past similar systems and situations, we have a very good idea of what they'll do in the future. That's the secret to our forecasting.
why you nail it, brother.
So moving on from the weather, but again, real quick, I will post another updated weather map later today. Map graphic, that is. We're going to also work on the club. For those that don't know, it's going to be a way for you to support the weather. It'll be a fee per month where you just pay lump sum and save yourself some money instead of paying monthly. You just pay for the year. It won't be expensive at all. You'll get some free cock swag. You'll get some access to some things that non-members won't get access to. You will always get free weather. Everyone will get the same weather. It's not one of those things where you have to pay for text alerts or fucking in-depth forecasts. That's not what it is. You will always get the same thing you've been getting for the last 13 years, which is good, accurate, free weather. The club will just have some behind the scenes stuff you can do. You can listen to us get ready for the white cells in the morning, uh, all kinds of other things. We're going to start doing a podcast. Cockamamie, by the way, for those that remember, Cockamamie's coming. You will be able to watch us live recording the podcast, video that is, and you'll get early access to it as well. And then when the podcast comes out, which is all free for those that don't join the club, you'll still get it. You'll just get it a little bit later, and you won't be able to watch us do it. And you'll be able to interact with us during the podcast and during some other things. You'll get discounts on future Cockswag, discounts on registration for future events. Again, just a way for you to support the weather as we grow the weather. Uh, Income needs to happen, revenue needs to happen, and as most of you know, I pay for this out of my own fucking pocket. So we're going to try and create some revenue here. That's one way to do it. Speaking of cock swag that you'll get discounts on if you join the club, the latest cock swag arrived yesterday, and it is the Blue Cock Fire Rescue. Let me see if I get it here. The Blue Cock Fire Rescue Pennsylvania sticker. I don't know if you're able to see that very well, but there it is. It is Sid, our mascot, the big blue cock, in his turnout gear, with Blue Cock Fire Rescue above it, Pennsylvania for the paying homage to the Pennsylvania to Kentucky stuff we did after the tornadoes with the year 2021, the year we did it. People have been asking, why is 319? Why is 319 on Sid's helmet? Does anybody know? Can anybody answer? If you can, I'll give you one of these for free. First person to answer that question, why is 319 on Sid's helmet? If you can answer that, I will give you that sticker for free. In the meantime, the agencies that contributed to the Pennsylvania trip will get those decals first. The ones that are left over will be available to everyone else. There is a fee. I don't know what that fee is going to be yet. I have no idea. If you show up at the Butters event, Operation Butters, for those that don't know, it's a squirrel that was murdered in Palmerton, hit by a car. The person who had befriended the squirrel Ed Condon. Ed Condon had befriended it when it was killed. He tried to get a plaque on the bench. Palmerton said no for a multitude of reasons. I've sat down, made a list of those reasons. I've rebuked each of those reasons. I'm going to make a presentation at the Palmerton Borough Council meeting tomorrow night. The meeting is at 7 o'clock in Palmerton at the Borough Hall. Meet outside tomorrow night at 6:30. If you show up and I have a shirt left, it's in your size. You can have a free Butters. We support Butters shirt. I don't want to pull it out. It's on our page somewhere. Chris, if you have the graphic, maybe you can post it. If I have your size and I have a shirt left, you can have that shirt to wear inside the Borough Hall for the meeting, showing our support for Butters. We have the little plaque that we're going to try and get them to put on there. Again, that's tomorrow night at Borough Hall in Palmerton, right on the main strip in Delaware Avenue, right where all the police cars are. Again, don't know why Palmerton has so many police cars, and they don't know why none of them look alike. But that's Palmerton. So 6:30 we meet outside. 7 o'clock is the meeting. All right. And if you attend, and I have the shirt in your size, you can have a shirt for free. Just wear it inside, and voila. Maybe we'll get the Palmerton Borough Council to put a plaque on the bench. Finally, softball. We need you to sign up for softball now. Don't wait. It's in July. It's July 2nd, 3rd. It's the first Saturday in July. I think it's the 2nd of July. And whatever the first Saturdays in July, it's up in Emerald at the Emerald Ball Fields by the Emerald Fire Company, just west of Slatington, Lehigh County. Same place we had the softball and kickball tournaments last year. It's $50. You get a custom jersey and a custom cap, team jersey. You pick the number you want on your jersey, it goes on the front and the back, and you pick your name you want for your jersey, and we'll put that name on the back of your jersey too. $40 pays for those, and $10 goes to your charity. And then all the sponsorship money goes to the charity that your team is playing for. Got it? All right. But do it soon. We need you to sign up. Please don't wait. I'm a little nervous right now because I think we have maybe a half dozen signups. We need more signups, and we need them sooner than later because we need to get the uniform orders in before all the little leagues and all the leagues start putting their uniform orders in to make sure we get ours in time for the tournament. Okay? So do it. Do it now. Companies, it's a good way to get your morale boosted and a little team exercise, if you will, for your employees. You can roster a whole team. 12 players per team. Talk to us if you have a little more. We can work that out for you. But we're trying to get 12 players per team. Cool?
We have an answer to the question that you posed for Coxswag.
Is it the first person?
The first person first answer, Rhonda Kern says the Kentucky Fire Department area code, which is
Negative.
Gary Souliard saying that's when you started.
That's correct. March 19th. Well, I'm sorry, not March 19th. March 19th. What am I thinking? March 19th that's correct. So whoever that is, message the page, give me an address, and we'll send this out to you.
There you go. Congratulations, Gary.
Gary, just message me, and I'll get your address from me, and I'll send it out to you. No, nice, Gary. So good. I'm glad you're getting it then. Then I'm glad Gary's getting it. Well, I don't know if he's getting it, but I'm going to give it to Peter Coxwag.
I was not on air there, so when I said that, seeing Rich Young's comment that Gary also dropped stuff off. So thank you, Gary.
Gary, thank you very much. Rich, thanks for letting me know that. Also, if you contributed to, now I just want to call it the Pennsylvania mission, to the Mayfield mission or disaster team trip down to Mayfield, let me know as well, because you will get preference in this first batch of these stickers. I know there's some people that want them that I've never heard of before. You're probably not going to get this match. I will be ordering more because the demand for these seems to be pretty high. So to make sure everyone who wants one gets one, I am going to order more. The agencies, if you're a member of an agency, Slatington Fire Department, your representative, message us. New England Fire Company up in Walker Township, Tamaqua, one of you message us. So Rich Young, I'll just give it to you for your mom. Excuse me. Penn Forest Township, Dave, somebody up there, get a hold of me. We'll get you one. Northampton Township, get a hold of me. I'll get you one. Any other fire department that donated gear or equipment, Coopersburg, get a hold of me. Whoever else, and there's a lot of you, message me and you will get priority. You'll get these stickers before anyone else does. And I should probably reorder these again today because I'm going to need them. The agencies are going to get them free. There is going to be a fee for these because I have to pay for them out of my pocket again, like everything else. So just to recoup that money, there's going to be a fee, and whatever money might be left over from the fee for that sticker is going to go right to the disaster team. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else. Yeah, no. Don't message me about the storm. Don't message me about the system coming. Don't tell me what other weather pages are saying. Don't tell me what other weather pages are posting. I don't care. Don't give a fuck. I could give less fucks. Actually, I couldn't give less fucks. Or could I give less fucks? Is it I could give less fucks or I couldn't give less fucks? I couldn't give less fucks because I have no fucks to give. Yes,
That
that's it.
is
I
exactly
couldn't.
right.
I couldn't. I couldn't give less fucks. Yeah. So don't do that. Please don't message me about the goddamn storm. Rhonda Kern, down in North Carolina. Rhonda, you are going to see some precipitation for sure out of this. If the system stays to your south and east, you will see some snow and probably some mixing. If it stays to your west and north, you're going to see more likely liquid precipitation, maybe some mixing. I wish I'd give you more definitive answer, but quite frankly, Ron, I think you're going to see some snow. So heads up for that. But again, as we get closer, we'll give you a little more detail on that. This is going to be a snowmaker. It's going to dump snow over the Rockies. It's going to dump snow in the upper Midwest. It's going to dump snow in the Midwest as it comes south. It'll dump snow in western Tennessee, western Kentucky. I think parts of Alabama, Mississippi, northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, even maybe northwest Georgia could see some snow out of this. Those fuckers don't get snow. That's like snowmageddon for them. A dusting of snow is like snowmageddon for them. And I think places that don't typically see snow are going to see some snow. So heads up for that. Coastal areas, probably not. Miami, you're good. No snow. Key West, all bets are off. Because I know that they like to smuggle snow into Key West, 29 miles from Cuba. Wrong kind of snow. Anything, Chris? You have any questions, comment, questions? All right, I guess we're done here. All right, we're done here. Don't forget, we have a YouTube page apparently. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to get to it. I don't know anything about it. I know it has no logos on it. It's got nothing on it. But that is our YouTube for our live shows and our live content. Rich Young, I think, watches on it. I think some other people do as well.
Yes,
I will tell
actually,
you that it's more consistent, technically speaking, so the video doesn't drop out, the sound doesn't drop out, it doesn't freeze. And I guess for some reason we can see your comments for sure. Or I guess on Facebook maybe we can't. I don't know. It's whatever. But we have a YouTube page if you'd like to watch it.
yes. We'll be putting some graphics and stuff up on it today. Do weathering it.
Okay. Okay, so keep an eye out for updated map graphics, and as well keep an eye out. Hopefully today I will be able to break some DeClub news, make a DeClub post. I've also been killing myself trying to make new Coxswag. Before I go here, we're trying to make a store with Coxswag in it. So as you see it, as you want something, you can just go ahead and get it without having to wait for the fall release or the spring release of new Coxswag. We're trying to get a little store established where you can just order it and get it. I've been working on a shitload of Coxswag designs for T-shirts and hoodies and things. Quite frankly, I just don't love them. There is a disaster team one coming out. That was Tom Osgood's idea, so there's definitely going to be a disaster team design coming. I should have posted that already because that's a done deal. I just need to post a picture of it. I will try to do that today too. I'll try to remember to do that. I've got a lot behind the scenes that I'm working on. A lot. Space would be good. I'll say it one more time. You may never hear me say it again, or you might hear me say it a million more times. But we need a goddamn space badly, desperately. I need a space for a studio. I need one bad. If you know of a space, doesn't have to be big. I need 24 hours access. It needs to have internet access, and it needs a shitter. Actually, I don't even need a shitter. I can shit in a bucket, but then I'm gonna need a hose to clean out the bucket. So either needs a shitter or a garden hose. 24-hour access and internet. Doesn't have to be huge. I mean, if I can do it in my car, well, Weiss House, I mean, I can do it in my car too, but I mean, Weiss House. I don't need a massive, massive space, but it would be nice to have a little bit of room. If you can think of anything, please, please, please let me know. Anything. If you have a finished basement, let me know. If you have a garage that is insulated, or fuck, I will insulate it if you'll let me. Maybe got a rundown little shack. I will fucking fix it for you. I will fix it up if I can use it. We'll do a little agreement. I'll fix the shack up and I can have it for a year. How's that? I'll make it nice, I promise. But I need a space, a studio. If you got one, or know of one, or see one, let me know. Message the page. Beyond that, I'll see you tomorrow morning around 9:30, if not sooner, for what you can expect live with the latest on this possible snow coming Sunday, Monday. Sign up for softball. Do that. Do that now. And if you have Coxbag ideas, message me Coxbag ideas. Designs, colors, types, pens, lanyards, T-shirts, hoodies. John Bukaki wants lanyards. John Bukaki is in the fucker Hall of Fame. He's been a fan for fucking ever. He's the one that showed up in the background when I was on Fox 29 during the snowstorm a few years ago. So John wants lanyards. We're probably going to do lanyards. Yeah, we're going to do lanyards. Fuck it. We'll do lanyards. We're going to do lanyards for Coxswag. Maybe I'll order those today. Maybe. Possible. Maybe not. We'll see. I'll let you know. I'm going to go because there's a billion other things we could talk about, but this has already been long enough. I love you all, ladies. I love you a little bit more. We'll see you tomorrow at 9:30 for what you can expect live, if not sooner. But keep an eye on the page. There's going to be a lot of activity on the page over the next 24 hours.